morning and welcome to another episode of Project 75, and in this episode we're going to replace the standard Rover stereo with an aftermarket Sony DSX-A401 BT. Sorry, DSX-A410 BT. So this is the standard Rover system that came on 75s as part of Project Drive. It's a CD80 unit. It's a CD player. It's actually quite a smart wee CD player, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't look like a CD player from looking at it. It looks just as if it's like a sort of just a DAB type of unit, but if you push the flap open, you can see the CD player. Now, the problems I've had, and I'll insert it here, is that the code that I had yesterday, the code message I had yesterday, didn't seem to go away. I couldn't power the unit up. I couldn't even power it down. The only way I could power it down was using the key, turn off the ignition, and let it power down. The only way to solve that was, kid you not, was just give this bit a slap at the side of the stereo and the radio came back on. But I've also been having issues with the CD player not retaining the memory. You come in the car in the morning, you could be on, say, you could be on track 12 or something like that, and it would just skip through the CD, and then it come up with a message saying error CDP. The only way I found I could have bypassed that was if I left the unit on overnight, like never powered it down, just took key ignition and turned it back on again. But it would remember where the memory was, but if you powered the unit off, it wouldn't remember where you left off in the CD. So I thought probably the simplest solution is, and to get a bit more up to date, is to update the stereo. So let's go ahead and update the stereo. So first things first, if you are updating your stereo, ensure that you remove any CDs from the CD drive. Like so. We'll just put that there for the time being. So just power this down. So the tools you're going to need are going to be a screwdriver, because we'll have to remove this little wooden trim piece here. And to do this, it's like a wee, it's like a flap, so you have to insert a little screwdriver in to open the flap. So let's do that now. So just using a wee thin blade screwdriver, there's two tabs here and here when it's under here. Just prise it out, this little panel out, it will reveal some screw holes. So let's see what's next to do. So there's two Phillips screws under here you'll have to remove this trim piece. And this should just pull out, maybe not. Let's see, are we missing anything? There you go. Just pull it towards you and that comes out like so. So then what you're left with is two screws here, and as an added bonus, get this, I don't know if I'll get it here from here, I'll get it once we remove the screws. So again, they're Phillips screws, so we're just going to remove the stereo unit, this surround here. And I'll come back to you in a minute. So we've now removed the two screws and we can now pull out the fascia. And I did tell you you were going to be in for a surprise. Well, we've got, I think this person actually thought this was a previous owner must have thought this was an in-disc CD changer, because we've got some lovely classics here. We've got a bit of Frankie Lane, a bit of Barbra Streisand, a bit of the Rat Pack. Well, I was wondering where the second disc for that went, because when I bought the car, it came with a Rat Pack CD as standard. And we've got a cover for That's Country, featuring Johnny Cash, Tina Turner, Conway Twitty, Willie Nelson, Ronnie McDowell, Farron Young, Merle Haggard. Whoa, look at that. All the greats on this cover. So, we've done that. Let's see if we can find any more goodies. I have as well a card for the Avon Barrier Company Limited. Don't know what that is, but we'll maybe Google that later on and have a wee look. We've removed the wiring plugs on the stereo, on Rover stereo, and what to do now is to remove the actual stereo from the surround. What you need to do is there's a silver tab just here. I don't know if you'll see that clearly. Just here, and the same on the other side. Just to press them down and the stereo should slide out. Like so. You're just removing the stereo from the face here. It's quite a tight fit, but we'll get there. And there we go. So here we go here. It's a MG Rover. You can see MG Rover Group Limited. And it's not a bad unit, to be fair. Right, let's get the Sony set up. So we'll just put this into the back, just for the time being. And we'll crack on getting the Sony set up. Okay, we have a wee problem where the stereo won't actually fit into the single DIN socket. To remove the stereo cage, but I'm not getting much clearance. I can get it, it'll fit, but it's just catching on one of the sides, so I'm going to come back to you shortly once I figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, we're back, and there's been a little bodgery going on here, but what I've done is, if you see here on this side, I'll just use a penknife here. Let's focus. I don't know if it will focus very well. There's a little surround here. Well, this was stopping the stereo going into the fascia. So what I've done is I've crudely just taken away the plastic surround here, which means I'll push pause for now while I get this. You now have the stereo in the fascia. So what I'm going to do now, before the kids come back, is I'm going to tidy away the knives, the saw and the hammer, because we don't want a murder happening or a stabbing. Now what we need to do is just connect the wire into the 10, I think it's a 10 pin, I don't know how many pins it is, into the connector here, and connect all, let's see what else we need to connect up, and we should be ready to go. So it appears that everything seems to be working. I've plugged the wiring in, I'm now just setting up the stereo to Europe. Time. Do we really need a time for this car? Europe. Yes. How you set the clock. Anyway, so we've done that. Let's just put this, just test fit this back into the fascia. So we'll just have a wee test in a minute before we screw everything back together. And there we go. We have a bit of music tonight. Not sure who this is by. Won't play it for too long in case I get any copyright issues, but that's a stereo setup, so just have another wee quick beat. There you go. So, there you go. That's the stereo fitted. We can now just put the car back together again. And there we go. That's the car all put back together again. I've just found out something else as well. I will set the time for this, but watch this. Can't be an old Sony stereo without the old 90s beep. And you want to know why? I just realised this myself. It's the face-off. So also added security. If you're away for like a week or a weekend, you can take the stereo out of the car. Very impressive. So there you go. That's a rather haphazard fitting guide as per Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. Wee bit of bodgery involved to get it to fit. But I do hope you have enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and I'll catch you in a future video. Oh, just one more time, won't we? I think so.